October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, encouraging both women and men to stay on top of their health. But even being vigilant about screenings and mammograms isn't bulletproof protection from this deadly disease. There are nearly 1.4 million new cases of breast cancer diagnosed every year in the United States, and close to 500,000 patients can lose their lives. So the more life-saving information out there, of course, the better.
And joining us now live via Skype is local surgeon Dr. Rady Rahban and his sister, who's a 10-year breast cancer survivor, Terry. Hello to both of you this afternoon.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
We're good. So one of the things that's important to talk about is breast cancer misconceptions, both about family history and lifestyle. Neither of those apply in this case?
Well, I mean, I think that it's important for people to understand that when it comes to breast cancer, there are some basic things that definitely matter, but breast cancer is a disease that is non-discriminating. It's going to affect all kinds of women, and if you may not have a breast history, in the instance of Terry, we have no breast cancer history in our family. In the instance of Terry, she doesn't smoke. And many of the things that one would anticipate did not apply to her. So I definitely think that while those things are important risk factors, you certainly can't ignore other individuals.
Terry, let's talk about your story. A lot of women think, I get my mammogram, it's all clear, I'm okay, but your first mammogram came back negative, right? And you essentially really saved your own life.
Correct. So I had a mammogram the August before I got diagnosed in March, the following March. And so at the time, the mammogram came back negative, and I, being very OCD, had started doing breast self-exam. And so I ended up finding a lump. That was in March. And so that's when my journey started, because after that I had to, I ended up checking on it. And then of course the needle biopsy showed that it was in fact cancer. So yes, I saved my own life pretty much.
So Dr. Rahban, after the diagnosis, what is the most important steps that patients need to take?
The first thing is they need to, I know this is going to sound kind of almost silly, but they need to stay calm. I mean, the natural expectation is after you get a diagnosis like this, you start to panic. I think the first and most important thing is to surround yourself with a team, and you need to, while you need to be, I don't want to say in a rush, while you need to have a sense of urgency, you want to take your time, and you want to establish a good oncologist. You want to find yourself a good surgeon. You want to find yourself a good group of medical providers that are going to help you in this journey. You definitely don't want to just rush into something alone.
And, I think you both could probably agree, because it affected the family. Mental health is super important for all cancer survivors.
Yes, the family was, I mean, she can attest to the family support.
Yes, it was, the fact that I at the time that I got diagnosed, I already had my 3 kids, and they were 6, 9, and 13. So of course my maternal instinct kicked in, because I had to do whatever it took for me to survive and be there for my kids. And of course, my husband was amazing. Very important to have, that's half the battle, where you need to have, family members, friends around you to get you through the journey. And, the fact that I was, that I had, my family around me 100% made it a lot easier to go through.
Well, Terry and Dr. Rahban, thank you so much for joining us. Just a reminder, everyone, to get their mammograms this month.
And of course, we just want to let everybody know that Terry is now in remission, which is certainly good news. All right, for more information on Dr. Rahban's practice in Beverly Hills, you can check out RadyRahban.com.